this is Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales, and welcome to the Dragon's Lair number 3. So we have an update video for you this Sunday, and there's quite a lot to talk about in this update. First of all, we'll start off with my new SSD card. So basically, this week I took my PC to, well, first of all I had to take it to be repaired because the DVD drive wasn't working, so I had to have that repaired. And also I wanted to do an upgrade, so I upgraded my hard drive, so I now have an SSD 256 gig drive plus my 1TB hard drive, which I already had. So I've got a bit more memory on my computer. I have an external hard drive by here as well. It's a Samsung external hard drive, which I haven't plugged in yet, but that's also a 1TB. But the SSD basically allows me to boot up my computer much quicker, gives me a little bit of extra room on, actually in the system to put things on, videos and stuff, so it makes things much better. And my computer, it loads up in like 10 seconds now. It's ridiculous, whereas before it would take like 2.5 minutes. Everything seems much quicker, so I'm very pleased and very happy with how that's gone. So that's the first thing, just let you know that's happened. But because of that, I've had, unfortunately, when I had it done, because I wasn't confident doing it myself, because I had trouble when I tried doing stuff myself before, I had another guy do it for me. The computer itself, it's lost all its data basically that it once had, so I've had to reinstall most of my games pretty much. So far I've put Mount & Blade back on, I've put Game of Thrones, Telltale Games, Medieval 2 Total War, Crusader Kings 2, Reign of Kings, Daisy and H1Z1. So I've put those 7 games on this so far. I will put a few more on in the future when I have the time. But it does mean I'm limited at the moment. It just means I've got to spend lots of time putting things back on. I do have a backup of my Wales campaign for Medieval 2. I think I have it on my external hard drive, so I should be able to continue that campaign no problem. But that does mean, however, that I am going to have to rethink some of my campaigns and continue some of them and not continue some of them. So I'm going to use this opportunity to go through what I've been thinking about. Now, first thing is The Witcher 3. That came out a few days ago, and I've only played about 20 minutes of it. That's literally the first and second episode of my Let's Play. I played the first 2 episodes, did about 20 minutes, it crashed on me after that, and then I kind of gave up for the night because it was quite late and I was recording on like release day or release evening or night or whatever you want to call it. So I just didn't feel like recording much of it, and then of course my PC was taken in. I didn't have it for a few days. I've had it back now, and The Witcher 3 isn't installed, so I've got to reinstall it first of all, which is quite a big file. It's like 22 gig, something like that, which compared to most games which take up like 4 or 5 gig, it does take a long time to install it. It'll take me like 5 or 6 hours, so yeah, I'm going to have to wait a while. But what I was thinking of doing is not actually continuing that series, because, to be honest with you, the early kind of response, there wasn't much of a response there. Not as many people seemed as interested in watching me play The Witcher 3, and that's understandable. It's not the type of genre that I usually do with games. So what I'm going to do instead is just play it in my own time and enjoy it in my own time. And then what I might do in a few weeks is do like a review or like an impressions video on it, like I usually do, just to say what I like and dislike and so forth, what I think of the character, the story and that sort of thing. So I think that'll probably be the best thing. So I'll play it in my own time, I'll try and complete the game and do well at the game, and then in a few weeks time you can probably expect a impressions video or a review video. So I've got that to look forward to with The Witcher 3. Another thing I should mention right now is Clash of Kings. I lost my save file for the House Dragonheart one, but because that was only a couple of episodes in as well, I've decided to restart that one with a brand new kind of Let's Play, and that's going to be Daron Blackfire. So my character's Daron Blackfire. I've just created him. He's totally original, and the whole story of the Let's Play is that he's a bastard of the Blackfire kind of line. The male line that was once thought extinguished is no more. He's the last one, and he's going to come over from the east to the west and try to put the Targaryens back in power. That's the kind of story that I've gone for, my little own narrative. I'm going to be doing Clash of Kings every week, and I'll do a few episodes of that. So basically, there's going to be 2 kind of continuous Let's Plays on my channel. It's going to be Clash of Kings, and it's going to be the Wales campaign. So you can expect 2, 3, 4 videos a week, each of them. That's what I'm going to aim for anyway. But I'm going to mix in a few other things as well. Now, one of those things I'm going to be mixing in is the survival horror kind of genre. So I've started doing it with the Faceman a couple of weeks ago with the Reign of Kings videos that we did together, and I'm going to branch out a bit further from that. Now, last night I recorded with the Faceman, and I recorded with Welsh Whoopee, otherwise known as Welsh Gaming. By the way, both of those guys, their channels will be linked in the description, so if you want to check them out, by all means. But I will be doing I'll be doing lots of videos with them over the next few weeks. You've got a plan, basically, that we're going to do kind of survival games. So it's going to be like H1Z1, DayZ, Reign of Kings, Ark, when that comes out, Ark Survival Evolved. That's a really good game. I've mentioned that before, but I'll mention that a bit further at the end of the video. But yeah, we've got lots of things that we're looking to do. We recorded last night. We recorded for about a good few hours. We recorded for at least 3, probably longer than that. And it was fun. It was great fun recording with them. Because the thing with survival games is, if you play them by yourself, it's not as fun. You want to have like a clan or a teammate to kind of bounce off and have just a little bit of banter, make it sort of light-hearted and fun. And it was just everything that I wanted out of a survival game and a survival sort of experience last night. So I'm definitely going to do more stuff with them. But I've recorded, like I said, 3-4 hours. I'm going to split them up into kind of 30-minute unedited videos. It's going to be called the Reign of Kings Chronicles. It's going to be a new playlist. So you've got the first playlist on my channel, which is Reign of Kings, the beginning, and this is going to be the next part of that kind of saga. I call it the Reign of Kings saga. It's going to be like a big chunk of playlist, basically, because I'm really enjoying Reign of Kings. It's a good game. It's pretty simplistic. It is a little bit buggy in some scenarios. There's no kind of physics to the game, like you can run up mountains and stuff, but it's fun, it's entertaining, and if you just want to pick it up and play and muck about with friends online, it's the perfect game for that sort of thing. So that's kind of the survival thing that I wanted to mention in this. Now, one of the big things I wanted to mention is a opportunity for me, and it's a great opportunity which is being given to me by Heph. Now, Heph's a great YouTuber, one of my favourites that I watch. I watch his Clash of Kings video on a regular basis, and he's a fairly well-known, fairly big channel. Been doing it for about 3 or 4 years on YouTube, and he's got like 13 or 14,000 subscribers, something like that. Anyway, Heph has come up with an idea of doing a Blitz campaign, similar to what we used to do with Total War Network, except that it's going to be with some of the more well-known Total War YouTubers, and in total it's going to be 16 people taking part. So 16 Total War YouTubers. Some of them are some of the guys you will probably have heard of, the well-known YouTubers like Lionheart, Heph himself, Legend of Total War, Alex the Rambler. So you've got those kind of channels, but you've got like the smaller channels like myself, Lord Rex is also taking part, Watcher of the Leash is taking part, Stiffsera. So it's a nice mixture, and basically 16 YouTubers. It's going to be in 4 teams: yellow team, blue team, green team, and red team. I'm in the red team. I'm with Stiffsera, the Wise Coffin, and Legend of Total War. Legend of Total War is our team captain, and basically what will happen is we've got to play Medieval 2 Total War Kingdoms, we've got to play the Crusades campaign, and we've got to try and use Egypt with Saladin and take Jerusalem as quickly as possible. So it's a bum rush to get to Jerusalem, take it as quickly as possible. However, because a team, your scores will be combined. So, for example, like Legend of Total War is probably the best player, or certainly the top 2 or 3 players in the whole kind of series. He wins these things on a regular basis. He's a fantastic player, especially when it comes to Medieval 2 Total War. You've only got to look at his Blitz campaigns there to see how good he is. He's one of the best that I've seen and come across on YouTube. And, you could have somebody like him who could blitz this campaign and make a mockery of it and win the campaign easily. But then you've got somebody like me who I might be, I like to think that I come across as being quite entertaining and certainly informative in some scenarios. But I'm not the best of players, and I openly admit that. When it comes to Total War, there are certain things I'm good at and there are certain things that I'm not. And when it comes to being put under pressure in like a challenge campaign, I'm not one of the best. You've only got to look at the last Total War Network challenge to see that. Although I did do fairly well in the Numidia one, but that's a story for another day. But the Germania one I didn't do well in. And with something like this, you could have Legend of Total War making a mockery of it and doing really well. You could have somebody like me doing really shit and losing battles and losing Saladin and all sorts. And then you combine the scores, and Legend of Total War might not even win. And it's just such a crazy scenario. So yeah, the 16 Total War YouTubers taking part. It's going to be running throughout June. I think our upload is something like the 11th of June to like the 19th. It goes over like 7 or 8 days. You've got to upload your video or videos within that time, and then Heph will basically it'll be a prize for the winner or the winning team, which is nice. I don't know what the prize is. I think it's a game or something. I don't know. I to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter what the prize. The great thing is I got invited by Heph. I get to take part with all these great YouTubers, and that's something which is great, because like people like Lionheart and Heph I've watched for a number of years, and it's great to be able to interact with them and do stuff with them, because for so long, channels like myself and many other people, we look up to these guys, and it's nice to actually do things with them for for a change, rather than doing our own little thing on our little corner in YouTube with Total War Network or whatever. It's nice to actually branch out and get a few more of the big guys involved. So that's going to be our thing for in June. So we've got that to look forward to, and that kind of answers my next question I was going to go into, and that was, hey Dragonheart, what are you going to do with Total War? Because a couple of people have asked me this. Last year, I didn't upload a Total War video for about a week. I can't remember why the reason was. It was just I was doing something else, and I didn't have time, and then the first video I did was like a FIFA video, and then somebody like asked me on Twitter, he's like, so you're not doing Total War anymore? And I was like, no, I'm not, it's not the case at all, blah, 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 and I explained. And then a few months ago, the same thing happened. Then recently, again, the same sort of thing happened. Different people have asked me, I've had 3 or 4 different people over the course of like 6 to 8 months ask me, are you doing Total War anymore? Why aren't you uploading Total War? And it's great, because like obviously people care enough about my channel to want to watch Total War stuff on my channel. But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, I can't just pump out the same thing over and over and over. And that's one of the things which frustrates me with YouTube. I'm going to just readjust myself in my chair for a second. That's one of the things that kind of irritates me with YouTube, because you could, for example, with Total War, how many Western Roman Empire campaigns are on YouTube? Loads. How many Rome campaigns? Loads. How many Carthage campaigns? Loads. How many Macedon campaigns? Loads. You see where this is going? The same campaigns have been done over and over and over. Many of them have been done on release date, and they are the ones which would be done by the bigger channels, which would have the most views. Many of them have been done months and months after release, etc., etc., etc. And it's hard to be original in these campaigns. That's one of the reasons why officially Devin is so good, because his campaigns differ so much that he could do a Rome campaign, and it would be like no other Rome campaign on there. Whereas most people that just do straight Let's Plays like I usually do, it's kind of like, well, I can't do a Rome campaign because, well, I can do a Rome campaign, but it wouldn't be any different really to anybody else that's done it. And a lot of the time, of course, I try to go on the legendary difficulties or the very hard difficulties to make it more of a challenge, to make it more of a viewing pleasure, and try and put my own spin on it. But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, you're just doing the same thing over and over again. So the point I'm trying to get to, and I've gone about this kind of thing in a long-winded way, but the point that I'm trying to get to is that with Total War, for example, I'm thinking about perhaps just doing the Wales campaign for now, get that done and dusted, and then we'll think about the next campaign and just do it like one campaign at a time. I'll take part in online battles. I'll take part in the Total War Community League, which I got more to talk about in a second as well. I'll do those kind of things. But as far as campaigns and series go, I think I just would be best to reserve it to just like one per kind of recording session. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? Like, do one series like the Wales campaign, and then once I finish that campaign, or once I get to a point in that campaign where I'm satisfied, then go to the next series, and perhaps have a voting video on the game and the faction, because I think that would be the best. 'Cause I don't really do voting videos, and don't really ask you guys what to do. I just usually sit down, record something, and upload it. I don't really have much of an interaction as far as letting you guys choose. So I think that would be one of the best things that we can do. Okay, so the final point that I wanted to make in this video is the Total War Community League. Now, last week my computer was out of action because of my upgrade and repairs, so I wasn't able to kind of keep tabs on things. But I know that Stifsra and Aaron Gaming have done their online battles. I think they both won one each, so it's overall it would be like a draw sort of thing, so it'd be like 3 points for each thing. I've got to do an update video for this recording with 1 or 2 of you guys, just reviewing some of the battles. I also know that Snowchill and Jackosaurus haven't recorded because they've had exams and stuff, and to be honest, it's a league. It doesn't really matter. You can always go back to this and do your fixtures at a later date. I will be releasing fixtures 2 for everybody in a few weeks' time. I know that we got 1 or 2 people. I think one of them is Kim Jong-il, who wants to join as well, but they're only limited to Rome Total War. So I'm going to have a discussion with a few of you guys and decide what's the best thing to do, because Kim Jong-il has said he doesn't mind dropping points in the league table as long as he can take part. So I'm happy to do that as long as everybody else is. So just get your kind of opinion on the thing. If somebody wants to join but they've only got 1 game and they can't play the same fixtures as everybody else, does that really matter? Because if they're happy to drop points in the league table, it's not really the end of the world, is it? But yeah, I just want your kind of opinion on that. I will be recording an update video for that with a few other YouTubers like Rex, Sorka Sam, and anybody else that's taken part that wants to take part in this update video as well, just to give me your kind of thoughts on how your battles went and how you're enjoying the kind of Total War League so far, and what you think would be good and bad, and all that kind of thing basically. And that's what it's going to be. So I'm hopefully going to be able to do that probably this week. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. We'll see how it goes. I'll do my league tables as well. I'll update the league tables. I'll post them on the Google Plus group, and I'll also put them in the video. And yeah, and I'll release the fixtures, and that'll be it. So thank you for watching. Hope you all have a great weekend. I've been Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales. Until next time, goodbye.